This is JJ102 from Germany versus RastaFish from the Czech Republic and the Hearthstone.fi Monday Night Community Tournament number 23. I am your host and organizer, Markus Olodyn Koskivirta. We are sponsored and enabled by Fractio, Finnish web services company, so thank you, a big shout out to those guys as well. This final is for 50 euros. It is a best of 5, also 10 WCS points. For the winner and 5 points for the second place finisher. We're gonna join the game on JJ's side of the table. Half of me wants to join the game on Rasta's side of the table because his decks were, let's say, unorthodox, to say the least.
Watch your back.
But this is also an okay side to be looking from. We can make a switcheroo if we feel it's necessary. Rasta deciding to go with his face hunter to begin with, and his starting hand is absolutely god awful. Not what you want to see, 3 drops and a trap. JJ's side of the board, on the other hand, not too bad. The backstab is very, very good in this matchup. Preparation may be used in combination with the Fountain Knives early on. Yep, there is no reason to rush into anything right here. The Creeper probably gonna get played over the tracking or the trap. Trap on an empty board, it's not very convincing. Yep, Rust is still talking to me about the previous match. I'll try and keep my focus on the current one. Just dagger up, wait for future turns. If the Violet Teacher is able to start churning out those 1/1 minions before the Face Hunter gets his stride going, then the matchup is looking absolutely great for the old rogue. I'll just shortly answer the guys on chats about the viewer list. We are using a 10-minute delay, so it's fine if you see familiar names in the list.
Attention, class.
Coining out the teacher into the backstab, and the 1/1s start coming out. He's gonna use his wicked knife to kill one of those 1/1s off as well. Actually, prepping out the Fountain Knives gives you even more 1/1s, and the opposing side of the board is completely empty. So, without taking any more face damage. Unleash the Hounds is the only thing that can handle these 1/1s very, very easily. The Explosive Trap, of course, is another one of those cards, but you usually don't expect to see it from the hand. You usually wait to see it from the Mad Scientist popped onto the board. Now you wish that the Tinker Sharp Sword Oil... Actually, yeah, because he doesn't combo it, he just plays it as the 4/2 Wicked Knife. Interestingly enough, he holds on to the 1/1s so they can trade off with the Hunter's minions and get the better value from there. Completely understand and respect that decision. Nothing on that board would have been very efficient on turn 4 except for the Piloted Shredder maybe, instead of that Tinker Oil. But then the Shredder would have just taken damage from that trap anyway, so... Deckhand in an aggro hunter. Face hunter to be more precise. Abusive Sergeant with the deckhand and a hero powered. Yup. I wonder what he switched out to favor the deckhand. Maybe there's no stealth Worgens. Worgen 1-mana 2/1. Now if I were JJ this turn, I would actually consider popping the trap. Seriously consider popping that trap. Yes, it does give 1 charge to this Eagle Horn Bow, but if you held on to this Piloted Shredder last turn just so you can play the Tinker Sharp Sword Oil for +3 attack on the weapon. Yeah, that basically nullified the reason why you would not play the Shredder if you don't pop the trap this turn. On the other hand, now they did not pop the trap, he will be able to utilize those 1/1s to take care of the opposing Arcane Golem. And then pop it. He will still be left at 10 hit points though, it's not looking good. A lot of burst potential from the Rogue, yeah, but not enough to kill 30 hit points down.
So many options.
And when you think about it, the Hunter's already got 5 damage on the board from his weapon and the hero power. The probability that he will have some sort of card that deals 3 damage outright, like a charging 3/1, is very, very high. Taking the risk with that second Tinker Sharp Sword Oil by not attacking with the 1/1s first. I don't like it, because he should have gone for the 1/1 attack first, then went ahead and played the Tinker Sharp Sword Oil, because it would have had only these 2 guys as targets. The oil could have targeted the 1/1s as well, unless it's a visual bug here. If it's a visual bug and actually he did target it, then you can go ahead and ignore what I said. Double sap with the no targets. And a second explosive trap just waiting to be popped. These mad scientists should have been played right now. Previously I understood why he did not play the scientists, because he wanted there to be value out of them, but now that he doesn't play it, yeah, the 7/1 would have probably traded into one of them, so they would have died for no reason. I understand why he did that. But still, top decked into the Eviscerate for the lethal. Or was it top decked? No, the heal bot would have been top decked. He had the lethal in his hand. And gets the 1-0 lead in this final matchup. Interestingly enough, I don't seem to be able to hold on to the pace at which Oi Rogues are able to put out damage. It's just so unbelievably high. Well, it's now 1-0 in favor of JJ. Despite my personal flaws in not catching every drift of these games and missing lethal, obviously, it's still looking pretty good. RastaFish still has his Face Hunter, still has his Oil Rogue and his special Burst Mage. While JJ still has his Warlock and his Hunter left. Now JJ's Warlock is the interesting Demon Warlock variant, and his Hunter is just full on face as well. Or was it mid-range? I think it's full on face, yeah.
You asked for it.
Your soul shall be mine.
Direct is gonna get mulliganed as well as the power overwhelming, more than likely. Keeping the Mistress of Pain makes sense. RastaFish's starting hand, except for the Frost Nova, is very, very solid. Turn 1 Void Walker, no-brainer right there.
Why do you call?
These first turns really don't require that much analysis. Mistress of Pain, unless there's something special coming up from the 2 cards. Of course you play the Mana Worm first, because you want to buff it with the coin. And the Leper Gnome. Both of these minions attacking into the Void Walker combined with a hero power next turn will be good. One can argue that in theory you can play the Arcane Missiles first, but I would want to see the Fire Blast go into the Void Walker and then just go for the face damage with the Mana Worm. You want to put the Warlock at that critical 15 hit point range. And you go for the prayer option of playing the Arcane Missiles first, and it does hit the 101, getting a bit lucky there, since none of that damage goes wasted, so to speak. If one had hit the Mistress of Pain, then he would have been able to trade the mana with him into it, get more value out of it that way. Now that you play the Arcane Intellect, this worm will take care of the Mistress of Pain. Should take care of the Mistress of Pain, because if you leave the Mistress up, yep, there we go. It would be able to heal the Warlock more and more in the future. That Implosion, taking care of the 4-2. Unfortunately for him though, this Mad Bomber, oh my lord, that Mad Bomber. Wow. Can you believe that value? Amazing, all of them hit only the minions that he needed to hit. None to his own face, none. That's the value bomber right there. You saw it here first, folks. Frostbolt, Ice Lance, in theory, can clear out this Sludge Belcher. And then the 3-2 can go for it as well. Double Frost Nova, double Frost Bolt, Lance Block. Not a very strong hand. Opting to not use any of them. And going for the face damage. Well, since all of the cards in his hand are currently spells, this Loatheb makes life for RastaFish very difficult. Despite that value bomber, there's really nothing he can do right now except for the hero power. Since all of these spells, not including the Ice Lance, which is completely useless by itself, are unable to be played. Faceless Manipulator on your own Loatheb, just so you can provide more pressure. Yeah, there's not going to be Faceless Manipulator targets from the opposing player's side of the board, so that makes a lot of sense. Ice Block into Frost Nova for this board would make sense. The Mad Scientist value, getting the 8 armor from there as well, an option, but I do like the Frost Nova a whole lot more. You're stopping 13 damage from going through with the Nova, so that is a good option. Boom, fills the board up completely. And we did not see any Doomsayers in the last match. So if there are Doomsayers there, then they haven't just been drawn. Frost Nova once again delays the match, freezes the board completely. You've got 6, 12, 16 damage in your hand against the opposing player's face. So I guess going for the Fireball this turn, yep, provides the required amount of pressure. Still keeps you alive, and that Ice Block will be able to keep you alive that one more turn longer. JJ cannot taunt, he cannot tap, he can't do anything special right now. On this turn, develop the board with everything you've got. First drop the Bomber, then drop a Wyrm Scientist hero power. Or not do anything. If you don't play these guys, I think it is a bit of a mistake, yeah. Double Frost Bolt into Ice Lance. If you run only one Ice Lance, I get why you're doing this. The downside is if he's got Jaraxxus, and he plays it next, then you're basically just... Oh, he actually can't play Jaraxxus. Huh. Yeah, he can't play Jaraxxus because his board is full. He could reset himself to 15, but not with a full board. He's able to pop the block this turn. Let's see, if the Arcane Intellect gives him a Fireball, that's enough. But if it doesn't come up, I go to Pain, Hero Power, Ping.
Well played.
Arcane Missiles all would have to go to the face, and if that happens, that's the biggest miracle I've seen happen in a long time. Nope, bomb, and the game's over. It is now 2-0 in favor of JJ. I actually would have liked to have seen a Mad Bomber played onto that board. Mad Bomber with damage to your own face, that would have been sweet. So it's looking very good for JJ102 right now. The German player sailing from victory to victory. He has his hunter left.
Versus Jaina.
And
You asked for it.
Let's go.
RastaFish opts to still keep playing his burst mage against the hunter as well. I think he would have been better off going for the mirror match first. You have to win with everything against the hunter though. The only deck left for JJ right now is the face hunter. It's very, very strong against everything that RastaFish has. Like really everything that RastaFish has, so I understand why he opts to go for the mage deck as well. You're gonna have to win with it anyway. Double knife juggler coming up. Unless RastaFish can get a lucky bomber on. Let's see. Nope, not to the face. Glaive Zuka, much more resilient because of the fact that you can use your hero power attack to get rid of that opposing bomber. Yeah, on turn 3, hero power takes out your knife juggler, but he's already done 4 damage to the face. That's pretty well for 2 mana. Arcane Missile's taking a risk, and it is paying off. The last possible choice, 50% chance. There we go. Of course, 3 times 50% is a much higher percent to hit it than just 50%. Getting the ice barrier there basically means Hofferul is free to attack the face twice without any significant presence. Leper Gnome, ice barrier, yeah. His hand with these double frost novas is just completely worthless. Against the face hunter, you can get some sort of value from the frost novas, but not at this stage of the game, not really. And getting a lucky juggle there into that Leper Gnome means that the Leper Gnome will not be able to trade up into the Hoffer or into this Knife Juggler, which would have actually been a bigger value target. The Arcane Elect or the Frost Nova. You have a lot of hit points, so in theory you can go for the Arcane Elect play this turn, but I like the Nova hero power this turn, so you hero power the Knife Juggler and make it so that you have the hero power available to you in the later turns. Going for the face. Ah, so you're racing. Double Acolyte, double Frost Nova, and you're racing a face hunter. It's not looking good. I'm gonna see the bow out of these options taken. And push the Leper Gnome onto the board as well. Maximize the damage output. I don't think there's any way that the mage can win this race. 13 damage on the board from the hunter. He's on a 2-turn clock. The mage is on a 2-turn clock, that is. That, a Sorcerer's Apprentice, yeah, it does enable you to cast a Frost Nova a bit cheaper. And still using the hero power to go for the hero face damage, that's just too greedy. You should start trying to clear out the opposing player's board by going for that 1 damage removal into the Knife Juggler. Silencing your own Hopper for the damage potential of 4, which is the biggest out of all of these minions. Oh, silencing your own Creeper. That's interesting. You clear the Apprentice with it? Yeah, okay. Fireball. That's not going to keep you alive. Frost Nova is necessary. Fireball to the face. If RastaFish will draw Ice Block next turn. If he draws into Ice Block from the Acolyte of Pain hero power, and then from there, on turn 9, ping plus second Ice Block, he can then draw into a Pyroblast to win the game. But that's pretty much it. There is not a lot of outs right now. And if you're gonna draw the card from your Acolyte of Pain, you should draw it first. Ice Lance into the 4-2, you know, denying 4 damage. Companion, if it's Misha, it's not gonna do a lot, but everything else will establish something.
To my side.
Unleash for 1, 1, 5, 7. Yep, the juggle does not hit the face. If it had hit the face, then it would have been lethal. It is still lethal because of the lead-off bomb. There we go. Straight up the series, 3-0 for JJ. One of our fastest finals ever to be played. This final took, I think it took less than half an hour to be played completely. And that is it for us. Thank you for watching. This has been the Hearthstone.fi Monday Night Community Tournament number 23. Our winner is JJ102 from Germany. Hope to see you coming next week. If you like your stuff, consider following, etc. You know the drill. Thanks for watching and have a good night.